crafters, this is Cassie, aka the Crafting Chef, bringing you a tutorial on behalf of Sub This and That, home of the monthly sublimation box. For today's tutorial, I'm working from our September 2023 box titled Home for the Holidays. See the description below to see all the items included in this box. One of the unique things about Sub This and That is that we have a lot of products that can be used for multiple uses. So although this box is home for the holidays, most of the products in this box I'm not going to use for a holiday theme per se. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to sublimate this cutting board. You only sublimate on one side. It is MDF particle board. And when I first saw this and I thought home for the holidays, the first thing I thought about was, oh, a nice cookie recipe, a cupcake recipe, passed down from mom or grandma, or if you yourself have a favorite recipe, and that you could place this on the cutting board, use this as a gift, supply the recipient with whatever the supplies needed in the recipe, tie a nice pretty bow on it, nice little Christmas theme, perfect. If you do cookie swaps for the holidays, also a perfect gift. Give the person the recipe and maybe a batch of the cookies already prepared, and they have this board with the instructions on it, and they can pull it out whenever they want. When I saw this board, after thinking about, oh, home for the holidays, but there also was a project I wanted to do for Mother's Day that I did not do because I just couldn't find what I was looking for. And that was, I wanted to give my friends a personal charcuterie board. Nothing big. I just needed something to be small. It's going to be cute, a nice little, token. Happy Mother's Day. I love you, sis. So when I saw this, I was like, boom, here's my charcuterie board. So that's what we're going to do today. The first thing you want to do, and I've already removed the film, is that you want to remove the film from this product. There's a film on it that keeps it protected, and so you want to make sure you remove that. I'm also going to take this over to my heat press. I'm going to pre-press this for 10 seconds at 400 degrees. So after pre-pressing, I let mine cool off a bit, and then I'm going to take a dry cloth, and I have a spray bottle of rubbing alcohol. I'm going to spray the cloth and just wipe down the board. This is my equivalent to lint rolling. So for fabric products, I lint roll. For MDF, even for my tumblers, I'll do a light alcohol mist. And now I'm going to grab my tape. I'm also going to grab my design here. And let's go to work. As soon as I took it off the heat press, the cover sheet came off. So here is the almost finished project. Just going to remove the tape. And of course, if I can reuse the tape, I will. In this case, I've already used this tape 3 times, so I won't reuse this tape, but how cute is this? I was thinking cute. Charcuterie, wine, cheese, and good friends. So the reason why I said that the almost finished project is because in order to actually use this as a charcuterie board, I need to cover it with resin. Make sure you get a food grade safe resin. I purchased this from Joann's. It is food safe. You cannot use a coupon on this. I can't remember how much it costs. But I'll come back and share the process. By the way, I do not like working with resin. I don't know. It's just a lot. I have a big charcuterie board that I never finished because, resin. But I'm going to do it because I want this to be safe and I want to be able to completely finish this project. And so we'll talk about that in just a sec. Stay tuned. All right, I am back with part 2 of the cutting board. And for me, I am making this a charcuterie board, so I want to make it food safe. So I have here some art resin from Joann's. This is food grade. I can't remember the cost, but you cannot use a coupon on it. So let's go to work, right? The first thing you want to do is the resin comes in 2 parts. So most brands have a 2-part. Sometimes you'll see it labeled A and B. This one just has the name across it. It says resin, it says hardener. So just depending on the brand, they're labeled differently. So you want to have equal parts, which I have poured into these 2 cups. These cups, I know it's very hard to see with the light and that the cup is clear, but these cups have measurement increments on them. Closer view. I believe I got these from Hobby Lobby. And so I don't know if you guys, you can see maybe a little bit blurry, but it has measurement increments on it. And so that's how I got the equal parts. And then what you're going to do is pour one into the other. You want to make sure you have some type of spoon, or in this case I'm using a popsicle stick. And then you are just going to stir these 2 together until there are no longer bubbles inside. So I will spare you the boredom of watching me do this because it'll probably be about 15 minutes and I'm going to be stirring this, and so I'll be right back. Alright, so I have finished stirring. I do see a few bubbles. What you want to do is you want to make sure you protect your hands. The other thing I am going to do is I'm going to add just a smidge of fine glitter to this epoxy. Every time I say a little bit, I add way too much. So just to give my cutting board some sparkles. Just a little bit, and they'll dry in there. So you can use alcohol inks in here, you can use glitter, you can use little micro beads. I'm not sure yet if I think I added too much glitter, but we're going to see. I'm pretty excited about this, even though I'm not a fan of epoxy or resin. It's not that I'm not a fan. Well, maybe it is. It's just messy. But you have to be patient. You really, really, really have to be patient with it. Been patient with this process. You also want to make sure that you are using this in a well ventilated area. I do have a window in my living room open, as well as you may hear the fan going on right beside me. So I have that as well. I like to use, you can wear 2 gloves. I actually like to use finger condoms when I am spreading the epoxy. I just feel like it gives me better control. So nothing on my glove. I also, if you see the notice that it's sitting on this, I just got this little wire basket from the Dollar Tree. I like to sit my products on something, and actually I'll probably turn it that way. So that if epoxy is dripping down the sides, it won't get stuck to paper if you're just sitting it directly on paper. The other thing to note is if I wasn't going to do the back, I'm actually going to epoxy the back. But if I wasn't, I would take off the back so that if any epoxy bleeds over, it'll be on the tape and not on the board itself. The reason why I'm going to epoxy the back is because my mind is telling me over time you're washing this because it is a cutting board that this could warp. So I'm kind of just sealing it in. I don't know that to be true. That's just what's in my head. So I'd rather be safe than sorry if I'm giving this as a gift. So I'm going to change the angle of my camera and sit tight. So I can move this out the way for now, and then I'm just going to simply pour. Definitely didn't pour enough, but oh, I am in love with how this glitter is showing up. Could have used a little less glitter. If I had thought about it, I would have started at the top. But I did say that I thought I had too much glitter. And you want to cover every inch of your board as we aim to make this a food safe product. You want it to be an even layer. So if you have to, scrape in one direction. I'll use the corner of my paper and wipe off the excess and then continue. You don't want it to be thick on there. The other thing you can use are paint brushes. You can use a paintbrush to do this. You can use a foam brush to do this. There is no limit. I just like using my fingers because I feel like it gives me more control, and I can feel the heaviness. I can feel the dry areas. So right now, I'm just trying to make this even. All right, I think that is good. Give it a little look-see. And then I'm going to let this sit. If you see air bubbles, you can take your heat gun or a blow dryer and you can pop the air bubbles. So now it's a waiting game. I apply a nice thin layer, and then I'm going to let this sit overnight. it will be, in 24 hours, it will be hard to the touch. So in 24 hours, it should be hard to the touch. And then I'll go in and put the back coating on. If I choose to do another top coat, and honestly, I don't think I will. I think this is fine. So in 24 hours, I will go in, I'll do the back. And then the full curing time, though, is 72 hours. So if you just do the front, it'll be hard to touch in 24 hours, but it'll be fully cured in 72 hours. Okay, so you just want to wipe down any mess. I will not be able to save the rest of this resin. We'll mix the process. We'll mix it all over again for the back, because this will be dry shortly. It'll start to harden. Alright, so if you try this, make sure you get some resin, also known as epoxy, and you want to make sure it is food grade safe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.